Hello out there. This is T.M. Brown, and I wanted to share with you another reading from my latest book, which is book 3 in the Struggles of the Womenfolk series. The book is called Another Bump in the Road. And I wanted to introduce you to a new character. Her name is Beatrice, and you will find her in chapter 2, and the chapter is called Beatrice, Lies. Uncle Barker had only one thing in mind when he made his frequent trips to Baltimore: to defile my mother, Charlotte, by lying with her, the wife of his best friend. I had called him uncle my whole life. Sure, it was cancer that took my dear mother, but it was pure heartache that killed her. Forced to marry the affluent Mr. John Anderson, who was too good-looking for his own good. That Dick Tracy chin, luscious head of cold black hair, and smooth talk enabled him to sleep with any woman that he desired, including his workers, colored and white alike. Mother had only loved one man. All through her marriage, she was still in love with her one and only Mr. William Barker of Virginia. Sure, William had money, but it was new money, and therefore my mother's parents demanded that she marry John Anderson, whose inheritance was limitless, reaching way down through the generations. Enamored by her pale, porcelain-like complexion and flaming red hair, he was determined to make her his wife. She would become his showpiece, but he had no intention of giving up his other ladies, eventually leaving mother for the exotically stunning Regina, who was one of his employees. Rumor had it that he had been sneaking around with her since she was just a kid, a story that disgusted me to my core and put mother in her bed for several months out of sheer embarrassment. To be abandoned was one thing, but in the 1960s, to leave one's wife and children for a colored woman that he'd molested from the time she was a child was scandalously unbearable. Regina took the only dad we had, convincing him to divorce mother, leaving us with nothing but a failing, obsolete postcard business with no customers. We were forced to live on the 3rd floor of the storefront row house that Daddy had often shared with Regina. So that concludes this reading from Another Bump in the Road, and I hope that you are intrigued to read the story. And you can purchase this story through my website, www.authortmbrown.com. Have yourselves a great day. Talk to you soon.